So it is Thursday, and if I look like I'm a sweaty mess, then it probably is true because we are on day like 3 or 4 or something like that of no air conditioning, and it's miserable. We are without air, and today is hopefully, or it should be actually, not hopefully, it should be the day that we get it fixed. So, like I said, today is Thursday, and what was it? Sunday afternoon-ish or so, our air conditioning kind of started freezing over. We thawed out like the coils, and it was fine. Kind of did it again a little bit. It worked through Monday, and then we've been getting Ari up during the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, so I got up at 4 a.m. and got her up to go to the bathroom, and the house was set at 72, and it was fine. This was like Monday night going into Tuesday morning, so I guess technically Tuesday morning at 4 a.m. it was set at 72, and then at 6:30 I got up to get her, or just to get the day started because she has school, and the house was still set at 72, but it was 74 in the house. And then when Eric looked at it, the coils were frozen again, and then from there it just stopped. The fan kept kicking off after like a minute. So ever since then we have been with no air. Yesterday it was like 95 out, and then with like the real feel with the humidity and everything was 105. So it was miserable. So Tuesday night we actually stayed in the house because we got it to stay at like 83-ish for the night. It was not the most pleasant thing, of course. We went and bought four fans like this, and then we have 2 standing fans that our neighbor is letting us borrow. But last night we took showers and got everything ready, and then Eric told me to turn on the monitor in not Ari's room, in Karina's room, and because it shows how hot it is, and it was 90 degrees in here at 6:30 at night. So because it was so hot outside. So last night we ended up going to our friends that live on base, and we stayed with them. So thank goodness for that, because I was on the phone with her and I started almost crying, and I haven't cried about this situation yet, which is surprising, but Eric was just worried about me, and the girls pretty much he was going to stay here, but we all ended up going, and of course the dog went too. Thank goodness for great friends that offered up their house for us for the night. So it is, what time is it? It's almost 10 now, and our window for today for them to come fix it is between 11 and 3. So I don't know. Thank goodness Eric took off this whole week, so he has been here and I haven't been dealing with it alone. So we had called Tuesday morning at 11 to get our, to call our home warranty and tell them about it, and they put it in and everything, and then they said that it was going to be 1 to 2 business days for the company that they chose to get in contact with us. And then we tried calling the company about 6 times later that afternoon because it was so hot, and since I'm super pregnant, and no one answered. So yesterday, Wednesday morning at 8:30, we were finally able to get a hold of somebody at the company, and they had just received the request from our home warranty almost 24 hours later, which is frustrating, and they bumped us up to an emergency because I am super pregnant. I'm 34 and a half weeks, so they bumped us up to that, and we would only be seen yesterday if they had an opening have, you know, in their schedule at some point, and they obviously didn't. So that's why we ended up staying with our friends, and we have to wait for today. So today will be a good day. We're going to keep positive. My positive over the past couple days was we don't have a newborn yet, so we don't have like a brand new baby in this heat. Thank goodness, because I would just be crying. And I put my hair in braids last night before we ended up going to our friends, because I just didn't want my hair to stick, you know, just being so hot. So anyway, yeah, just chilling in a sports bra because it's so hot. So we're gonna get aired today. We're gonna keep positive about that. And the second thing is we are finally getting our doors today. I think I already did it on my last video, but we canceled our Home Depot order. We ordered doors from like a local company that makes them on site. We ordered them this Monday, and they were ready yesterday, like afternoon. So Eric just picked them up today. So we waited almost 2 months for Home Depot. They couldn't get their act together. Well, the company, the Masonite company, not really Home Depot. But yeah, that company couldn't get their stuff together. But this company did it in a couple of days. So anyway, we have to paint them because they're not painted, but that's fine because the paint will be pretty cheap. And then we can set them up, and then our room will pretty much be complete, and I'm so excited. So I know I'm just rambling on for like however long this part of the video is, so I'm sorry about that, but there's really not much going on. I haven't been able to do like a 34-week update. I ended up not doing a 33-week update either, just because really nothing had changed. But then I was going to do a 34-week one like sometime this week, so maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I can't promise anything, but since it's been miserable this week, I'm not going to try and do one looking super red-faced and sweaty, because that would be horrible. So eventually I'll get like a pregnancy update filmed and up for you. But anyway, I'm just rambling. For our doors, and I filmed that a couple hours ago when it was nice and bright and sunny, and now it is downpouring, and I am in the car pickup line for Arya's school, and just had to wake up Karina to come with me since Eric is still waiting on the company to come fix the air conditioning, and they have about 40 minutes left of the time slot that they gave us, so hopefully they come, because we really need someone to come today. My car is saying it's 81 degrees out, and then I looked at the weather app and it's a real feel of 104. So that's what it basically feels like inside the house almost. It's on the monitor before we left. It was like, what was it, 86-ish, I think it was like 86 degrees in Karina's room. So that with the humidity is just horrible. But yeah, so hoping the company will just come. But we have about 35 minutes of waiting in this car for Arya, which is crazy. But if we don't get here early, then the line is ridiculously long. When we picked her up the first day, they didn't really tell us how the pickup went, like that you had to be in the right lane instead of the left lane, and no one would let us over, so we had to loop back around, and then it took 30 to 40 minutes to actually pick her up after the school out, so that's ridiculous. So if we leave early like we do now, then we pick her up like right at 3, which is when they get out. So 3:05, depending on how fast the car line moves. But today, since it is pouring out, who knows how long it'll take to actually get the kids in the car with the rain. But anyway, so that's just a little update.
Did some work for a lady with green was up around her house on the road. think she's thinking.
Playing in the rain. The technician is almost here, thankfully. Help you?
Not both of them are mine.
You let him take them. Now what are you going to do?
Knock your sister.
You trapped yourself.
This one's Karina's and this one yours.
Oh, you guys.
Look at these tiny ones. They're cute. It's food. Tiny ones again. That's the funny one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Yeah, he has a mouth.
Did you sleep good? Get it out of your mouth. So it is now Friday, and we do not have air still. So yesterday, I don't think I said what happened, but the guy came out an hour after our window. So it was like our window was from 11 to 3. He came out at like 4. We had to call and find out where he was. And he, I guess, topped off the coolant or something. But then it turns out that the fan motor, I think it is not working at all. He doesn't have the part. And he said, which is like the frustrating part, that if it had been earlier in the day, then we could have fixed the problem. So, since there's like no update for like the whole day from him, that's the frustrating part. But, so he had to call his dispatcher, and then Eric eventually talked to her afterwards. And they're trying to locate the part today. Since our unit is only, I think, 3 years old, it shouldn't be hard to find. So hopefully they can find that and then come out today, because they left a spot open for us on the chance that they found it today. We don't know the time frame, but they are supposed to be calling and updating Eric as the day goes on. So hopefully they do that, because going into the weekend with no air conditioning is going to suck horribly. Like, this whole week has already been enough. Ended up staying here last night. We were gonna go to our friends again, but we ended up not, because Eric was able to kind of rig something up to where he's doing like a manual fan basically to make cool air come out. So it worked enough to get our house down to 78, which is a lot better than the 90 it was. So we were able to be cool enough to sleep. The girls' rooms were very cool, not very cool, but they were a lot cooler, so they slept well. Ari actually slept in, and I actually had to wake her up this morning for school, so she was very comfortable. I'm just glad that she's at school all week, so it's not like 2 kids in this, and I feel bad that I feel bad that Karina has to be in it, but we've been going places like each day to kind of keep cool. So actually in a few minutes we are going to go to the base and go probably stop by a friend's to hang out for a little bit. We'll see. if they're busy or not. And then pick up my prenatals, and we're just going to do like the drive-through pickup and go to the commissary and get some stuff to make the rest of my dinners. And hopefully I can actually use the oven and it not, once the air is fixed, so I can actually make us dinner so we don't have to keep going out, because we went out to Tijuana Flats last night and ate, since we didn't want to like start up the oven and make the house hot. That's the update on that. But positives from yesterday were we got our doors, and my hospital bag for baby is finished, so once we have air I can film that. I can film any baby update where I don't look like a sweaty mess, and then once we have the doors put up I can do a nursery room tour. So I'm very excited to like do all 3 of those once we have air and I can actually do it and not be like super red in the face and everything like that. So fingers crossed for today. Alright, so the update on air conditioning. I'm in line to wait for Aria while Karina is napping, and it's kind of awkward because people are like looking. But anyway, Eric's at home with Karina while she's napping because she took a later nap. But I didn't get my prenatals because there were literally 30 cars in the pickup line for the satellite pharmacy, so I was not about to do that with Karina because she needed a nap and it was about to storm. And the part for the air conditioning, the motor fan or fan motor, whatever it's called, the manufacturer is making it, I guess, and it's not going to be here until Monday. It's Friday, so we're going to have the whole weekend without air, which means 1 week without air conditioning, and that sucks. But the house has at least around 78 or so, so we got it down to that from 90, so that's good. But it just sucks that this could have all been done if they kind of got their butts in gear like yesterday. With this, we're gonna, me and Ari will go home and I guess see if Karina's awake, because it's 2:27 now, and then we're gonna go at some point today to return Karina's blackout curtains because they aren't long enough, so we have to get the longer ones that we bought last night. And then, yeah, I really don't know what else. So this is probably going to be the end of the vlog because I'm sure you don't care to see the inside of a Walmart again. But, yeah, so super long, draining week, hot week. At least it did pour, like, rain this afternoon for a little bit. So it's kind of helping it cool off. It's saying it's 77 out. Without like the humidity added into it, so as long as it kind of keeps like this, we'll be okay for the weekend. So just keep your fingers crossed that they will actually have the part on Monday, because I would be 35 weeks on a Sunday, so it's been miserable. But I mean, whatever Eric's done has kind of worked enough to cool the house, so I'm thankful for that. I'm just ready for it to be done. So anyway, my videos that I wanted to make, thinking that I would have, be able to do them sooner, that I had mentioned earlier, they will be postponed until we have air conditioning. So hopefully soon we will. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.